Kakadosh Boker Or Bekiim Bahalacha 6. This is going to be day 6, page 19. We are starting in Hilchot Brachot, the Pticha. The Pticha is the preface, the introduction. Okay, so we're going to start as follows. Chiyuv Brachot. חייב כל איש ישראל לברך את הבורא ולהודות לו על כל מה שברא בעולמו. Every Jew, every single person is obligated to make a beracha lehodot lo, to say thank you al kol ma shebara ba'olamo, on everything that he created in this world, al kol davar v'davar, on every single thing, birchato hareuya lo, the beracha which is fitting for it, bizmanim shekavu lahem chazal, during the time that Rabbotenu zichronam livracha instituted, kol ma shebara, because everything that Hashem created, lo beraod, he didn't create it, ella lichvodo, only for his honor, right? Letzorech ha'adam v'toalto, for the necessity of the human being and for to help him. Shneimar tamshilu b'maaseh yadecha kol shata tachat raglav. Okay. Umi she'avar velo birech. What happens if a person comes, he transgresses and he doesn't make the bracha, right? Al kol shar brachot ba'olam bitel mitzvot chachamim. He annulled the mitzvah of the rabbis. Right? Uporetz kader yishachenu nahash. And somebody that comes and he breaches the gates, the snake will bite him. Vayzai bahen yitbarach. Right? Vayzir bahem yitbarach midah keneged midah. So therefore, the rabbis come and they say that there's going to be midah keneged midah, which is basically going to be measure for measure. So if you take care of making the barachot, you're obviously going to be blessed by HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. Okay, so that was the first one, which is basically that it was instituted by the rabbis. But not only that, it's the greatest of all the mitzvot. Halacha bet, hagdola shebechol mitzvot, right? V'chazaka shebechol ha'avodot. So imagine, you've got the greatest of the mitzvot and the strongest of all the avodot of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, hema brachot. It's brachot. He says, shekol ma'amin chayav levarech l'Elokeinu al kol ma shebara b'zeh olam. Because if you're a true believer, you're going to make a bracha on everything in this world. Al kol davar vedavar bracha miyucheda lo bizman shigbilu kalmonenu zal. And therefore, every time the bracha that was fit for it. Ki kol ma shebara libarach, right? Ve'otzi lametziut hakol el tzorech adam. Everything was going to be for the necessity of the human being. Okay. Now, what happens if he does not bless? So we already brought down the Gemarot already, right? So it says like this: Chayav kol Yisrael haba lehenot min haolam. Levarech al kol ma shene'ena l'shem hagadol melech haolam. So every single Jew is obligated to come and to bless HaKadosh Baruch Hu on everything that he's going to benefit, in order that, again, it was for Hashem hagadol, right? Melech haolam. V'im lo birech. Now, if a person does not make a bracha, ma'al bekodshim, he's doing me'ilah. Remember, me'ilah means that he's taking benefit from consecrated produce, which means that he's taking benefit from this world. He's not allowed to. It's called me'ilah. V'ivdil ben mayim lamayim. Which one? No, because right now, before it was chulin, it was hekdesh. It was something consecrated to Hashem. When you come and you eat it, so therefore you were just in me'ilah bekodshim. When you come and you make a bracha, you now make it into chulin. Then now you're allowed to eat it because you substituted it, right? But beforehand it's kodshim. So now he comes and he says, right? He says over here he's stolen, right? What does that mean exactly? He's stolen. He says vivdil ben mayim lemayim. He's separated from one waters to another waters. Porekol malchut shamayim gazal aviv imo, right? V'naatz lelochev aravo b'yashemo. Right, he came and he did some things, terrible things. Lachen, right? Ba'aretz yishulam misever ha'chaim imacheh v'yelech hariri. These are terrible curses. I don't even want to translate them. Right? He says al zeh ne'eman, and therefore it says ve'oched, right, she'ero achzari, that he's going to be very cruel. V'amvarech yivorach, but the other way around. A person is going to make a bracha. He's going to be blessed. Umashach lechol olam chen v'chesed. He's going to pull, right, the entire world. Chen v'chesed ve'alav ne'emar gomel nefesh ish chasid, right, ush chesed. Lachen, and therefore. Tchilat kol davar. Therefore, the beginning of everything, ra'ui adam lilmod ve'lelamed levanav ve'talmidav seder brachot. So the first thing that you have to do is start learning. And what are you going to start learning? Right? The learning of lechot brachot. Kedei shelo yavo l'dei mi'ilah v'yashchitu v'yitivu alilah. And then they're going to come and they're going to be corrupted and they're going to do all these terrible things because the davar hamur me'od. This is very, very powerful. So, so he says here like this. Here he brings down, right, the concept of when we're talking about bringing beracha to yourself. So he says over here, this is a comment of the Ritva in Hilchot Berachot. More about the primary importance studying the Halachot of Berachot is going to be found at the end of the introduction, obviously. Now he's going to speak about the bracha of she'akol. Why is he going to speak about the bracha of she'akol? Because some people just think, what's the problem? You have a doubt. She'akol. Yeah, you have a doubt. Just make she'akol. Some people have a mistaken impression that it's not necessary to be an expert in halachot or brachot. He says, why? Because you're the bracha shakol. Anything, just make a bracha shakol, v'gamarnu, and it's going to be covering everything. So he says this is a terrible error. Shadet Teshuvah, he quotes the disciples of Rabbi Yonah, Talmidei Rabbi Yonah, that they taught that although it is true that the bracha shakol is over everything, right? One will no longer be guilty of stealing consecrated property. It is still vital to learn the halachot of bracha, of the brachot. The Rabbi quotes Oziel quoting the Gemara that he says anyone who wishes to become devout, wants to become a chassid, he has to learn Hilchot Berachot. Now, if someone disregards his obligation to recite Berachot, right, and then he's more than just not devout, he's downright wicked. It must be therefore that this Gemara is referring to someone who makes sure to say the proper beracha on every single food and beverage, right? Not just stam saying shakol. If he does, he fits into the category of a bur, right? They're basically an amaretz, right? He doesn't know anything. Right, that everyone obviously that the sages they curse them. So he says everyone must be fluent in the halachot of berachot. After that, if a doubt still remains, and now a person does not know what the bracha is, then there's a concept of shakol, right? Or he says if it's possible that if it's during the meal after saying the bracha of a mutziv bread, then it's even better, right? That's even better than the shakol. Okay, and Rav Zalman took this one step further. He ruled that if someone does not know the correct bracha because he did not study the halachot of berachot, it's forbidden for him to say shakol. That means the Shulchan Aruch Agraz, right? That the Nachala is, I think, today, tomorrow, when is right? Yeah, right. It's he comes and he says, right? He takes it one step further that it's asur to make a shakol. The person shouldn't just think, you know what, I shakol. No, that's it. No, he says the Mishnah Bra likewise ruled, right, that if someone does not know whether the proper blessing for a particular fruit is going to be priyat or priyadama, he may say the priyadama, right? Why? Because he's learned all the p'tin and halachot regarding the subject. But if he did not learn it, right, he may not just eat the fruit until he has to learn them, right? So again, this is brought down also in the Mishnah Bra, meaning people think, you know what, shakol. No. So for example, right, doctor, let's say you had a fruit in there, right, that we don't know what the bracha is. Right, it's a papaya, and you're not sure if it's from the ground. So again, there you can make adama instead of haetz because adama is going to be yotze the haetz, but not just stam person. No. Learn. You have to learn. Halacha dalet. Yeah, the last halacha. Yesh al adam chova atzuma lizer bebirkat adem v'chol hazayir ba right bahem alo ze mofet al emunato atova that he has emunah zakut libon that he's got a pure heart. והוא מעיד על עצמו שיש ליהודותו שורש ועיקר, he's got a שורש, ועיקר to his יהדות, והוא חסיד וירא חטא, and he's going to be a חסיד and a ירא חטא.